This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Good morning and happy Sunday. Thanks for getting up with us. I'm Christelle Kumwe alongside meteorologist Chris McGinnis. Now this morning we are tracking two major stories. In New York City, it's a day of remembrance on the 21st anniversary of the September 11th terrorist attacks on America. Here at home, the winds have died down and fire crews are making progress against two wildfires that broke out Friday night. So let's start there and get today's forecast.
Yeah, and air quality also a big concern for everyone here across the region. So let's give you the live look at the air quality map. This is the latest live update that we have from DEQ sensors scattered across the region. And you can see, especially in the metro area, the orange dots taking up a lot of real estate. Orange on this map represents air quality that is unhealthy for sensitive groups. So the young, the old, if you have chronic respiratory ailments or you're sick, this is one of the days where you feel the smoke in the air, right? I can tell you that air quality will improve through the day today. So unlike yesterday where it kind of got worse as we went into the afternoon, it actually should get better as we progress through the day today. We actually have had a couple sprinkles. Last check at PDX, we had a sprinkle earlier this morning and a couple light rain showers in parts of the Coast Range. More significantly is the weather system that's driving those is driving a wind shift across western Oregon. So that will help scour out the smoke as we progress through the day. That said, it's still pretty hazy out there. It's mild. It's 63. It'll be a hazy and warm afternoon. Christelle, I've got highs in Portland topping out in the mid 80s today.
Sounds good. Thanks, Chris. The Clackamas County Sheriff's Office says evacuations for the McIver fire have been reduced. The fire started Friday night, burning in Milo McIver State Park in Clackamas County. Now, level 3 evacuations have been shrunk to cover the park and the roads surrounding it. At last check with Clackamas Fire, the McIver fire is contained at 25 acres with a fire line around it. Officials encourage people to stay up to date, sign up for public alerts, and check out those evacuation maps because conditions could quickly change.
I think the weather would be our biggest component in how difficult it is to fight this fire. And you also mentioned the terrain. Those are going to be the two biggest things. I'd say after that, we have multiple fire agencies here working together. Everyone's trained just a little bit differently, but our goal is the same.
A reminder from the county not to call 911 if you need more information about whether you're in an evacuation zone. Instead, check online or call 211. Now to the Vida Springs fire in Salem. Nearly 120 homes face a level 3 evacuation and more than 500 homes are facing a level 2 evacuation. Level 3 meaning go now. Level 2 means be ready. Now this fire started on Friday afternoon around 4 on the Vida Springs Road South. That's about 7 miles away from downtown Salem. Right now the fire is 100% contained, but crews say they still have some work to do.
Fire officials gave us an update this morning that they do have the fire 100% contained. A lot of their focus this morning and then throughout the day is going to be using air assets to be able to drop fire retardant around the perimeter of the fire, as well as using crews to strengthen lines around the fire for containment.
These conditions can change on a dime. Emergencies can change on a dime. So I think people should stay alert.
So far, no injuries have been reported and no structures have been lost. And no matter where you are in the state, you're dealing with smoke from these fires. Now, this is video from Cannon Beach in Astoria sent in by Jenna Graham. And we're tracking the impact on air quality as the wildfire haze takes over throughout the region.
Well, there's just a lot of smoke going around right now.
Dry, windy conditions, fuel flames, and smoke around the region.
For the foreseeable future, we don't have really an end date at this point just because of the fire activity.
Harry Estev is with the Oregon Department of Environmental Quality. He says a lot of the smoke in the Portland metro area is from the Cedar Creek fire near Oak Ridge.
Our air quality right now is moderate, which means it's still fine to be outside doing outdoor activities or running your air conditioner or having your windows open. But in places like Oak Ridge, the air quality is up to the top of the scale at hazardous. It's just not safe to breathe that air.
But things can change fast, so keep an eye on air quality conditions on KGW.com and online. Here's a breakdown of the air quality index. Green means good, healthy, or adequate. Yellow means moderate. Air quality is acceptable. However, there may be a risk for some people, particularly those who are unusually sensitive to air pollution. Orange means unhealthy for sensitive groups. Red means unhealthy. Some people might experience health effects. Sensitive groups might experience more serious health effects. Purple means very unhealthy, usually a health alert. The risk of health effects is increased for everyone. And maroon means hazardous at 301 or higher. This marks a health warning of emergency conditions. Everyone is more likely to be affected.
That was Brittany Falker's reporting. Now let's take a look at the latest air quality index map from DEQ. Much of Portland remains in the moderate range, but some areas are in orange now. That's unhealthy for sensitive groups. So if you have respiratory issues, you're going to want to take precautions and likely stay indoors. The closer to active fires, the worse the air quality. Advisories are in place for eastern Oregon and around the Cedar Creek fire near Oak Ridge. You can all probably remember where you were on September 11th, 2001, one of the darkest days in our nation's history. 21 years ago, the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in New York City collapsed, part of a series of coordinated attacks by terrorists who hijacked airplanes with the mission of destruction. In New York City this morning, the annual reading of the names of the victims has begun. We'll also see memorials in Pennsylvania and Washington, D.C., honoring the nearly 3,000 people who died on that day. There will also be commemorations here in Portland, as well as across the country. Last night, people came together for an interfaith candlelight vigil after both a church and a synagogue were broken into and vandalized within the last month. The vigil took place in Southwest Portland at St. Andrew's Presbyterian Church. That church, along with Neva Shalom, co-hosted the event. This is video of the vandalism at St. Andrew's. As you can see, the vandals spray painted the church inside and out with black paint. The pastor of that church says she is thankful for the community's support.
The number of people that have spontaneously offered financial contributions or offers their prayers and their willingness to help, so much compassion, so much love.
Both faith leaders say forgiveness is essential. So the congregation are praying for the person or persons who committed the vandalism. Portland's homeless crisis has the city facing a new lawsuit. Coming up next, why people allege the city is breaking federal law by allowing people to camp on sidewalks all around town.